Right now, though, we want to talk to Bree Smith because we know that social media is a big part of this story.
Right.
And, you know, for news bulletins, but also for healing. I mean, a lot of people want to move forward. They want to see this community come together. And, Bree, you're really seeing that on social media, and we'd love to share that with people this morning.
Yeah, you know, one of the most important things that we have the responsibility to do in a news organization is to tell the story. And there are a lot of voices in this story, and now there's a lot of information that we're sifting through and trying to present to you. And I think it's so important to recognize that there are some folks that are agitators, that are violent, that wanted to hurt the city last night, but all of our folks that were out in the field said the majority of the protesters that were out there were peaceful. So you've got a group of people that want to protest peacefully. You've got a group of people that want to be violent. And I also think there is a large group of people at home that may not be participating in the protest or may not be members of that immediate Ferguson community that have a voice. They have something to say. This is our home. This is our city. This is our country. And social media is exactly the medium for that. And there's a specific hashtag that actually was trending across the country last night when the violence began to erupt. It's hashtag STL Together. And I think that there is so much beauty that is coming through in this. Voices of healing, voices of love, voices of patience, voices of a lot of hope here. And I did want to share some of those. And I want to invite folks at home right now, if there's something that you want to share, if you want to get your voice heard, use this hashtag, and we're going to make sure that your voice is a part of this story as well. So this is honestly one of my favorites that came through. This is from Emily. Our voice was and always will be the most powerful weapon we possess. And I do think it's so important to get that collective voice of healing together as we move forward. A lot of folks quoting MLK Jr., a lot of folks quoting Maya Angelou. Listen to this, hate. It has caused a lot of problems in this world, but it has not solved one yet. And she's right. She's absolutely right. That was with hashtag STL Together. Emily also tweeting, this isn't how we heal. We can only heal through love and respect for difference of opinions. Love always wins. Hands up united. Honestly, we can't heal as a community until we address systematic racism, dismantle it, and rebuild together. Hashtag STL Together. And a lot of these folks live both here in St. Louis, but a lot of people, as I said, commenting from outside St. Louis as well. The only people being hurt are your friends, your neighbors, your fellow citizens. Hashtag pray for Ferguson. Hashtag STL Together. We are all in the same boat. If we don't grab a paddle and right this ship, we are going to sink. So many people coming together on Twitter and Facebook. This is the last one I'll share with you. This one was really beautiful. Hoping for peace to prevail after a very tragic night of senseless burning, looting, vandalism, and riots in Ferguson-Delwood that sadly overshadowed the peaceful protesters who did their best to remain peaceful at various sites across the STL metro area, the nation, and the world following the grand jury decision. You know, Pat and Nicole, I was talking to Farah Fazal when she came back from her live shot earlier, and she was describing the scene to me when she saw some folks damaging an antique store, and the owner of the store was actually begging these agitators to stop. That was her livelihood. It was her antique store, and she was begging them with tears in her eyes, please, don't do this to me. Don't hurt my business. And they did it anyway. And it's so important, I think, to recognize that the folks that are being violent are not the loudest voice in this city. They're not the loudest voice in this community, and it's not the majority of opinion. The majority of folks want peace. They want healing. They want to work together. They want to rebuild. And so we encourage you to be a part of this conversation. We're going to continue to tell that part of the story because it is the most important part of the story. It's the part that's going to move us forward. Folks at home using hashtag STL Together. We'll be sharing that as we continue to bring updates going forward, Pat Nicole.
Yeah,
right.
It's such a good point, Bree. I mean, because there are so many business owners in Ferguson and in Delwood who were knocked down overnight through no fault of their own. So it's on all of us to lift them back up again.